Yo, what up YouTube BX? It's your boy Daddy Easy here, ipod jailbreak hacker, otherwise known as Only Use Me Tomahawks, and this is part 2 between Nintendo 3DS versus the PlayStation Vita. So, we're going to do a comparison with games. Now, this one is the games comparison. So, right here, I have my 3DS and my PS Vita. We already talked about the circle D-pad, and we already talked about all the specs onto it. So right now the PS Vita is in the lead with 1 point. Well, a point and a half till I get to the next part on that. So let's talk about game cartridges. We have the 3DS cartridge right there. And we have the PS Vita cartridge. And as you can see, the PS Vita cartridge is very smaller than the 3DS cartridge. Now, for them to have a cartridge that's this big, it should be able to hold a lot of information, which it does. Now, the reason why it doesn't hold a lot of information is not due to the games itself, but it's due to the hardware. So if the hardware can't hold up to what it's meant to play the games, you're not going to get a good old experience. Now, because the PlayStation Vita has a lot of hardware software onto it that's able to actually power itself as like the PlayStation 3 and be able to connect itself as all PSPs before does, and actually have more to actually be able to play PlayStation 3 games. All the information in here, this little cartridge right here, SD card, whatever you want to call it, is different from this one. This is an actual cartridge file that has files on it, but it's specially made for the 3DS. Now the PS Vita, this little SD cartridge I have in front of me is basically built on computer files. So you notice when you hack your PS Vita, your PS Vita, when you hack your PSP, you're able to copy games and turn it to an ISO file. That's because it's a computer file that can be...
It's 3 o'clock.
Sorry about that, y'all. We all know it's 3 o'clock. You're able to take your cartridges or whatever and transfer it into an ISO file. And you notice in the past, when it came to hacking the 3DS, you had to have a CD or a certain memory card or an actual cartridge that you had to put inside the 3DS to hack it, so you can play on unauthorized games that's been pirated and stuff like that. That's how you was able to do it, but you couldn't hack it regularly because you basically had to spend money to get a little cartridge just to hack it, and it wasn't even worth it. The whole time I had my 3DS, I never even hacked it. I never had the time, and I didn't want to waste the time of sitting down trying to do something. It wasn't worth it. So this done. This easy, which I already know is going to be easy to hack the PS Vita games in near future, which people is going to do because they already hacked it already. You could still put PlayStation games onto it, which you can do already. Sony is not going to say it, but they know during the quarters when they were selling the PSPs that people was hacking their PSP consoles to play old games like Nintendo games, Sega Genesis games, Atari, TurboGrafx, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. Sony has the ability to take Nintendo and put it on their consoles. So who has a better console? Sony PSP. Sony. Because this is ISO, you can copy as ISO, make copies and hack it, whatever. PSP, PS, Sony is going to win on this one. So right now, PS Vita with 2 points, 2.5 points, and Nintendo 3DS with 1. So, put that back on the desk. Pop this game back in. Now, next thing is 3DS. If you have problems with your Nintendo 3DS, now this is something that a lot of people do not know. You have problems with your 3DS and you accidentally delete something off your thing. One thing you do is save it onto your memory card, or you try to hack it and you accidentally messed it up. There's no way to really do anything but back your stuff up onto a SD card. That's it. If your 3DS doesn't come back on, you're screwed. So, close the 3DS up. Now, there's something on the PlayStation Vita that people do not know about, which everybody knows about with the regular PlayStation, the PSP, 3000s, 1000s, the 1001, the PlayStation Go, PSP Go. And what was that? I'll show you right now. So I'm going to power off my PSP, my PS Vita. And just by this, I want to hold right bumper, PlayStation, and the power button at the same time. Which I'm not paying attention. I need to power down my PS Vita real quick. Power it off. Let that shut itself down. And once you see the light completely off, you know it's now. Now what you're going to do is hold right bumper. Right bumper, PlayStation, and power button all together. See it pops on. Continue holding it. Continue holding it. Continue holding it. And I wasn't holding down the PS button all the way, so that's my fault. Shut it down real quick. Make sure I hold on to this button when I power it back off again. Make sure it's completely off. Press all three buttons at the same time. And as you can see, put it in recovery mode. Now, what y'all don't realize, I can start it back up from restoring the PS Vita systems. That's basically restoring it back. So if your PS Vita crashed on you, just hit restore, reboot it back up. Now this is rebuild data. So if you hacked it or you bricked it, just hit that and it's going to fix all the corrupt files that whatever did it. Format memory card. You can format your memory card right here with actually going to it. You can restore it back to factory settings right there. And you can do a manual update systems right here just by clicking on the X right here. You can do it by the console, the PS3, by the PC, or through your PS Vita. So I'm just going to press circle. I'm going to cancel that. And I'm going to just restart it back up. So if y'all don't know that, you just hold right bumper, PlayStation button, power button, hold it for about good 10 seconds until the PlayStation get ready to boot up. Keep holding it until it goes to recovery. Boom. So now we got PlayStation Vita 3.5, Nintendo 3DS 1. Now I'm picking out all the pros and the cons onto each part. So now what we're going to talk about is the ability. Now we're going to be able to do this. Compare screens with gameplays. So as you can see, I got my PS Vita on and I got the 3DS on. Now you notice that the 3DS do not have a screensaver. You cannot put a screensaver on your 3DS. Before, still can't do it. Why? I don't know why. It sucks. I don't know why they didn't be able to. People like screensavers, put it on here. PS Vita, what happens when I first turn on my PS Vita? Let's just turn it on. It goes straight to my custom screen paper, my background that I created myself, and I can use it as my screensaver on my unlock screen part. So right here, put in my password real quick. And there we go. Look at that. And as you can see, I have one of my backgrounds there. I slide to another page. Able to pick up a different thing. That's my KRBO one, my clan. Go to another page, another thing, and I'm able to custom all the backgrounds that I want. I could put their backgrounds they got on there. Or I can go to my photo albums and put one of my custom backgrounds into the background if I want to. or I can add another tab right here and put more. 3DS. Let's go to 3DS real quick. Let's zoom that in. Let's move the PS Vita to the side. Zoom back out. What do we have to compensate for that? Just this. Let's go back home real quick. So I can... Okay, how can we change it up? Just by hitting this, which... I can see why they did this, but is it really interactive? No, it's just like a big pain in the butt. I don't even use it really that much. That's the reason why my 3DS sits in my pocket so much. I only do that just to collect points by walking places. That's about it. So again, now the PS Vita got 4.5 points, 5.5 points, whatever right there. Now let's talk about gameplay. So I'm going to pause the video so I don't kill some time so y'all can get some gameplays for it. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Now I'm playing Resident Evil Revelations, so let's back this out real quick. Now you can see we got the...
I'll check it out.
We got the interface right here that you can play on your game, stuff like that.
Copy that. I'll radio you if I pick up Chris's trail.
Now we're going to use the circle D-pad. Can't use the circle D-pad. Why not? As you see, nothing's happened. Until I do this, go to options. Go to controller. Scroll down. Turn it on. Press both buttons together. Activate it. Now I'm able to use the circle D-pad, which it feels like it's not even in sync with the actual game. So it kind of makes it feel like it's a little slow playing. So I'm just gonna move my light down a little so y'all be able to see. I'm not gonna do no actual gameplay. I want y'all to see what's going on around here. Hit that button right there. That's about that. Turn on the weapons. Turn 3D on. And that's just the 3D effect right there. Turn it back off. So, I'm not gonna really play anything. Same thing with the PS Vita. I'm not gonna play that much. Really no interaction with the 3DS, really. So the PS Vita, I gotta actually move this thing back because that's how big the damn screen is. What we're gonna do? Press start. So I can move around real quick.
Soldiers.
Now you can see the graphics is real good. Look at the graphics. Look at the interaction that I can do with it. Swipe down.
Yeah, fighting. Not a good idea for you.
Now watch this. Look at the gyroscope. Just by me doing this, here's my thumbs right here. Look at the interaction that I have more with this. Which I let him kill me just so I can pinpoint that. So let's pause this. Put it down real quick. Put them back to back. Now as you can see, play both games real quick for y'all. Let you see more of the action parts onto it. Now the PS Vita has more action towards gameplay. The 3DS just basically tap like a regular controller. There's more stuff to do in the Vita. So out of all, can 3DS come back with a good game for hardcore gamers like me? Do they have the controls? Do they have the graphics to do it? Graphics wise, somewhat. Gameplay, can they make a Call of Duty game? Yeah. Is it gonna come out good? No. PS Vita, hands down, PS Vita is gonna win it because simple fact, it already can play the PS3 games. So basically right there, PS Vita already wins with software, gameplay, mods, graphics, storage, online service. It has more stuff than the 3DS actually has. So out of all, PS Vita wins. Sony got me back. So sorry 3DS. It's your boy Dad Easy. Only use me Tomahawks. iPod Jumper Hacker. Peace.